Hello my fellow car modelers, how are you doing today? Well, it's another Model Car Mafia meeting night. I missed last month's, but if you go over to BG's channel, if you didn't, wondering what the heck happened, go over there. He made a great video. I was really not feeling well, and I'm glad I'm feeling better. And we're back at my house. And there's the table with no models on it. But we're back at my house for the first time in almost a year, which is pretty cool. So, well, we'll just, have the model meeting, I guess. We're waiting on people. No one's here yet. We had a big model show. Nobody might show. Everybody might be tuckered out from the model show today. But I'll have some models out here shortly.
The computer crashed.
Somebody checked our record. Shorted something out.
Missions.
Mission control.
It was really high, really tall, so I was standing in front of the table.
So we got an 89 Taurus. What the heck? Ford never did a two-door.
Have you driven a Ford
Lately. The Mike Schnurr.
Do you drive it? You drive it with the remote control? My eyes are up here.
Oh, is there deals going on here? What's that? Looks like there's like a discussion with the hands and thing. And this kind of.
He's talking about the Mafia.
I thought he was going to beat my ass, but it's the Mafia.
Yeah, he's from Chicago. Chicago.
Older, younger. Older sister, younger sister.
We have the multicolor
It's a quiet meeting, Matt. Let's fire up some of these guitars.
You want to?
Yeah.
We could rock out, huh?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
What do you want to play? A little Zeppelin or?
We'll do some Hendrix at the end of the set where he's smashing stuff and lighting stuff on fire.
Okay, we're done.
Welcome to another edition of Up Close and Personal with BG. We're looking at this awesome Taurus vehicle here, and you might notice that it's missing some doors. That's the secret we're going to talk about here. This is a build done by Mr. Mike Schnurr, who's joining us right now.
First time coming to
a Mafia meeting, is that right, Mike?
It sure is.
That's awesome.
I've been
Glad to
promising
hear.
for way too long, and I figured I'd make good on the threat.
Believe us, we appreciate that very much. Hopefully, it won't be the last meeting either. But we'll see how this goes. So,
Probably not.
we have a photograph here.
Oh yeah.
And we understand that this photograph was the first time you showed this car at a meeting. Is that
Yes.
right?
It was in 1989 at another local model club in Phoenix. And the car and the model kit had both come out that year.
Oh, really?
And when the Taurus came out, when the SHO came out, 3 years after the regular non-SHO version did, it set the world on fire. It was just a huge piece of news in the automotive world because it was real fast. It was the fastest four-door sedan that you could get outside of an AMG Hammer Mercedes. And it really got a lot of attention. And then AMT came out with the kit within months of the car being introduced.
So they
Back
snuck
when they
out
still
there
did
fast.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I excitedly rushed out to Toys R Us in Phoenix and bought the kit.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah.
Took it out of the box, and I thought to myself, I wonder what this would look like as a two-door. I don't know why I thought that, but I just did. And so I just started carving on it. And eventually that's what happened.
So, did you have to lengthen the front doors then?
I
Just
did.
a little bit?
You know, what I did was I moved the pillars back into a sort of a longer two-door position, and I removed the rear triangular pillars the front little triangular quarter windows.
Okay.
But after all of that was done and the door lines were rescribed, I had a two-door Taurus, but it just looked wrong because the rear quarter windows were too large, and so it kind of reminded me of a Volvo 240 series car.
Gotcha.
So I cut a section out of the roof right about over here, and another section out of the trunk, and I moved the whole rear portion of the roof forward to make the roof smaller and the trunk lid longer. And that brought the quarter windows into proportion, and I just kept on inching it forward in scale until it looked right. And that's kind of what resulted.
So, if I'm hearing you right, you have a cut here and a cut somewhere in the back here.
Yes, right in the middle of the deck lid.
I cannot see at all.
Nope.
That's astounding. Nicely done.
Yeah, thank you.
Nicely done. I'm like,
And a beautiful refinishing on it, because I remember seeing it when it was that day.
yeah, this is actually, it has like more of a metallic maroon color on there.
Well, there's a story on there. There's a story of why it looked like this before and why it looks like that now.
Well, let's hear the story. We like stories.
Stories are good.
I like telling stories.
long as
Everybody
they tell
tells me I
cookies.
talk too much, but you know,
Nah, not with us,
in
man.
a situation like this, I guess it just works, right?
Yes.
So when I built this car, you know, this was really one of the first heavy body working jobs that I had done, and I was, you know, young and really excited to do it, and really excited to get it done in time for the for that model car meeting, that club. And so I did the body work, and it came out pretty decent, but I didn't wait long enough for the filler to set. And so about a week after that picture was taken, the filler started shrinking, and it started revealing all of the door lines in the car, and the big strip in the trunk. You can't see it now, but you sure could then.
So all of your secrets are being revealed.
Exactly. It was basically ruined. So in a fit of youthful enthusiasm, I stripped it back down to the plastic and took all of the the red body filler putty out of it,
You know,
and started redoing it. But then I got frustrated and a little upset because I didn't really want to do the same job twice.
right?
And there was all of these other cars that I would really rather be building. So I just put it back in a box where it stayed for about 32 years.
32 years. That's very specific.
Yeah. Because now it's been about 34 years, maybe closer to 35 years since it was built, which, believe me, I don't even like thinking about. But the car looks kind of more contemporary than you would think it would after all of this time.
I agree. Because that roof line and these quarter windows are really giving me like a BMW sort of flavor on that, like a 520.
It sort of does resemble that, you know. It
Yeah.
just looks a bit more contemporary, and you know, like something that you could still drive today. You probably could if such a car existed. It's been a long time since I've seen any SHO on the road, but I did drive one back in the day, and as I recall, it was kind of fun.
My auto shop teacher had one of the first SHOs, and he raved about that thing all the time. I think he went through a couple of sets of tires in just my senior year of high school.
Just the front tires.
Just the front tires, yeah. So we did a lot of work on the roof and the trunk here, but you didn't do anything to the chassis or the length of the body, right?
No, the chassis is basically all stock, and so is the engine, pretty much as supplied in the kit. But these kits ride really, really high in the front.
Is this the same kit they use for the RoboCop kit?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I understand what you say, the rate's kind of high, because I noticed that those things look like they're off-roaders in the box art. You know?
Yeah, on the bike, and that's just the way they build it. So when I built it, it was riding too high, and so I had to modify the front suspension to get it to sit right.
Major surgery there, or just some shortening of
It
some
was
parts?
basically just cutting the springs and re-aiming the tie rod ends.
Okay.
The kits are really fairly simple because Ford paid for the initial tooling on this as the promotional model. And so the kits were based on the promos, and so for that reason it's kind of a strange hybrid of snap together and glue together.
Okay.
Most of it just snaps together, and this one is. It's mostly friction fit except for the engine and some of the suspension pieces. So it's a quick building kit. Unless you want to turn it into a two-door, in which case it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the rule about quick building kits? They usually take 32 years to finish.
Yeah, you know, that seems to be the way it is with me. But, you know, I figured that I would make it a little bit different this time. You know, when I first built it in the picture here, it didn't have quarter windows, and so I made those for it this time. It didn't have a headliner, and so you could look up in there and see all the ugly edges of the glass, and so I made one of those. Did a little bit more detailing on the interior and put some flocking in it for the carpeting. And, but most importantly, I changed the color. Because when I first built it, that was just a tester's rattle can paint job. Possibly Model Master, I don't remember the name of the color, but you know, a deep burgundy color. It looked nice, but it wasn't a factory color. So this dark, relatively unattractive looking red is one of the three colors that original 89 SHO was available in. It's called Code 2F Current Red.
Oh, no kidding. I actually like it. I like this color.
I feel that this color is showing off the body lines a lot better than the burgundy.
Yeah.
And I would have to agree. But, you know, that's scale finishes paint. And he didn't offer it in his catalog, and so, you know, I gave Jameson a call. And he said, sure, I can do that for you, no problem. So he sent me down that paint, and that's what I put onto it. So it's...
It looks beautiful.
It does. Did you clear it also?
Yes, I did. I used Tamiya clear.
Really, TS13?
Yes, TS13, but I decanted it and airbrushed it.
Ah.
Because out of the can, it just poses way too much on too quickly.
Gotcha.
To an airbrush, you know, it's almost like painting a car. You just sweep back and forth, and you can control it, and it just... It makes it a lot less work to make it. And I used to rattle can everything, including that clear and over airbrush colors, because it usually works pretty well, but I've had it react poorly with paint, and so I just decant it and airbrush it on now because it's virtually a guaranteed that it's not going to cause any problems with the underlying color.
Nice.
So I do them all that way now, just because I really don't like redoing mistakes.
Well, yeah, I have to agree with you there. I've got stories, but
I think we all do.
yeah, well, that's what this whole channel is based on. As a matter of fact, is the stories of our mistakes.
Yes. Yes. And I have a lot of them.
Isn't that how we get better, though?
It is.
Like I just made a mistake. I just cut the tops of your heads off.
Oh,
Because I wasn't looking at my
that's never happened. Like that's never happened to me before. So, Mike, thank you
It
very
might
much.
make me look better.
Thank you very much for sharing this with us.
And thank you so much, Mike, for bringing it tonight, man. Coming to the meeting. Even though this was kind of a light one because we had the model show that kind of went longer today, so not a lot of people showed up to this one. So we filled it in with talking about this excellent build with
More good content.
yeah, with thanks for coming. So pretty much everybody's gone. This is all that's left. And you know, these guys. So who's gonna say it? Who's gonna do it?
Why do you watch this crap?
Oh my God, he's not even here.
He's on his way.
He's on his way. I don't know what channel that is.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes. Okay. Keep cutting that styrene. Keep gluing those fingers together, and we'll see you in the next video.
fantastic. And
Here's the producer.